There is a subreddit dedicated to raking, but the gimmick is that it heavily involves victims telling their real stories for people to get off to. Same people who get off to these stories express empathy for victim and rage toward the perpetrators. Isn't that interesting?
For many sadists, causing pain or possessing extreme power is a better feeling than love. It even possesses the same experiential space as love, where hurting a person can feel even more intimate than loving them. Isn't that interesting?
Interpersonal abuse of every variety is an underreported and undercalculated problem that was likely far more metastasized in non-individualistic societies preceding ours. As an empirical matter, we know that violent crime is more likely to come from people you know, such as friends or family members, rather than strangers.
Close-knit communities and intimacy encourage violence. Violence and apparent love beget each other.
The closer we are to each other, the more we hurt each other.
Isn't that interesting?
I think it's very interesting, it's just my opinion.
For the last half-century, the safest and most comfortable of the middle classes have been perpetually afraid of violent crime and other forms of victimization. Yet any salient statistical reading shows that victims of violent crimes are similar to the demographics that perpetrate them the most. The people that yuppies hate and fear are the ones suffering from the scapegoat known as the criminal. Isn't that interesting?
Isn't that interesting?
I kind of find this hammer interesting. Maybe we'll use it a bit from now on.
There is a genuine sense in which everyone is misunderstood. While people love to badly opine on what factors undermine or do not undermine a sense of free will, if we understand the matter in terms of control undermining conditions, which is largely neutral to one's concept of free will, we can see that every microparticle of circumstance has shaped people in utterly tragic ways. Isn't that interesting?
In this space, there is no bullshit. There is no meta-commentary. There is no skit. There is nothing but you and me.
Having a parasocial relationship.
Which is very, very healthy for your soul. You have a soul because substance dualism is trivially true. Not the Cartesian version, though.
Therapy is meant to control you. I'm just saying, you have a lot of problems.
Now, wasn't that diversion interesting? Even the most violent serial offender extracts religiously ultimate value from the brutal acts of largely self-interested and sadistic pleasure. To hurt somebody is to open a difficult line of communication with being. This is why human sacrifice has traditionally been an acceptable mode of ritualistic practice. Now, isn't that interesting? Well, feminism is almost outdated in Western societies as of the current year. Feminists are correct to point out that many men find women annoying and just want women to act like objects of their pleasure. There is a genuine sense in which women are beautiful when they are oppressed, filled with fear, and under your thumb. Isn't that interesting? Some said there is nothing hotter than commanding a woman to stay absolutely still for 5 minutes, just 5 minutes. It is difficult to find porn of this. Isn't that interesting?
Because everything is about sexuality. To experience incomprehensible terror and suffering is the default mode of sentience. People kill themselves not just as a way to relieve anguish and suffering, but because they find genuine artistic and existential expression in the act. To kill yourself is to liberate yourself in various ways. Is that not interesting? Tell me, is it not interesting? It feels extremely good to hurt other people, even for not traditionally considered to be sadists. I didn't read the script right, but I think that is kind of interesting by itself anyway.
While anger and stress can be seen as useful functional responses to stimuli, they cost more than they benefit.
The physiological consequences of negative emotional states go underappreciated.
Your every bad vibe contributes to the fact that the clock is ticking. You are wasting away, awaiting to become the shapeless form of the abyss. Isn't that interesting?